Hey guys, welcome back. It's Joseph. Quick and simple gospel. Yeshua, Jesus, came to this earth, lived a perfect 33 years, was crucified on a cross for our sins, buried in a tomb for 3 days, and rose from the grave on the third day. We are saved through faith in Christ alone and by no other name. Amen. So good evening, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about Bad Bunny being the Super Bowl 60 halftime performer, and I'm going to show you how it connects to Snake Eyes and the music video She's My Kind of Crazy. All right, we'll give it a few minutes, wait for a few people to jump in, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Hope you guys are doing well. Noticing a couple new features here on the live, so that's interesting. Also, I tried to shut the fan off because it's getting. I'm in Florida, so it's still very hot here, but we're getting closer to some cooler nights. But I'm already noticing it's a little bit warm in here. I tried to shut the fan off so it wouldn't be so loud, but I think I'm gonna have to turn the fan back on. But anyways, let me say hi to everyone first. Hello to Spencer, Christina, Shelly. My wife is in the chat. Hey, wife. Cleveland, Mariana. Much love, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. Guys, do me a favor when you come in. Please hit the like button. Very much appreciated. Helps out the algorithm and helps more people find the video. And also, please hit the share button. That way we can get this out to more people. Yeah. Anyways, maybe a couple more weeks, maybe another month, we can go without the fan. Really, when I'm talking, you can't hear the fan too much. But anyways, I tried. So I'm going to go turn the fan back on. And hopefully I don't have to turn the air conditioning on. Give me 1 second. All right, guys. So we got a lot to talk about. First of all, thank you to everyone who shared the decode on She's My Kind of Crazy with Erica Kirk. That video hit over 100,000 views. And before that, my most viewed video was like, I think 22,000. Video I did on the Georgia Guidestone. So that's the best I've ever done on a video. And again, shout out to Jurassic Liars for helping me out with that. I did a short one time that got 80,000 views, but it was just a recording of something else. So, yeah, this is the best I've ever done with a video, so I really appreciate everyone who shared it. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, we're going to recap everything from She's My Kind of Crazy, including a few new things I haven't talked about on this channel yet, and also same with Snake Eyes. We're going to recap all of that, and I have a few new additions on that also. So let me just see how we're looking on the screen here. Am I lagging? Let me know. Is there any kind of buffering or lagging right now? And how's the sound? Gene says all good here. Yeah, it just looked like I was lagging for a minute. Everything is good on my end, all good here. Okay. Sound is good too. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and get started, okay? We got a lot to talk about. Probably going to be over an hour tonight. So grab your popcorn. All right, guys, it should blow your mind here. All Alright guys, give me 1 second to get set up and we'll go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so we're going to break this down all by the numbers using gematria, which is simply letters as numerals. And once you learn the simple code of coding letters into numbers, you can see right through the scripted coded news every day. So the rigged and satanic NFL has announced Bad Bunny as the Super Bowl 60 halftime performer. And it's not surprising why. Like I said, the NFL is satanic. And here we have Bad Bunny wearing women's clothing. We have, let me zoom in for you. Hopefully you can see this. We have Bad Bunny throwing up the devil horns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times here. We also have him throwing up the 666 hand sign, and I'm sure he's done it way more than just here. But anyways, it's very easy to see this guy's part of the club, right? So he's wearing women's clothing, right? The Bible speaks against that. A man's not supposed to put on a woman's garment. All right. We have the 666 hand signs, the devil horns, the one-eye symbolism. Then over here we have him in the black and white checkerboard, which represents Freemasonry. And then here he's wearing a shirt with the devil on it. All right. So let's get to the numbers. I guess I can stay zoomed in. We'll start over here. So Bad Bunny was announced as the performer for Super Bowl 60 on September 28th. The Super Bowl is on February 8th. So Bad Bunny was announced as the guy 133 days before the Super Bowl. And in gematria, Bad Bunny is 133. How about that? I mean, you couldn't script it any better. Bad Bunny is 133. He was announced as the halftime performer 133 days before the Super Bowl. And notice football is 133 in the same cipher. And Bad Bunny is a perfect match to football in every cipher. Bad Bunny, 83, 29, 133, 43, like football. Perfect match, okay? So it was announced on September 28th, day number 271 of the year. Halftime performer equals 271. Halftime show is a perfect match to Freemasonry and 3 out of the 4 base ciphers. And remember, the black and white checkerboard represents Freemasonry. And then halftime is a perfect match to Lucifer and 3 out of the 4 base ciphers, including that 43. See how halftime is 43, Lucifer 43, Bad Bunny is 43, like football 43. And some other 43s, you'll see Masonic is also 43. See how Masonic is 43? And Freemasons is also 43. All right? Much love to Decoding with Cody in the chat. Everybody make sure you subscribe to him. He's been putting out great stuff, and I'm going to cover some of Cody's new finds in this video. I'm also going to cover the Mormon church shooting from yesterday, so it's going to be a good show, guys. All right? Samantha says, no lag. Great. Yeah, they like to mess with me, guys. If you're new here, I'm on channel number 14. I've had so many buffering issues, sound issues. There's a couple times where my screen went black for several minutes. Every day is a struggle, but we keep going with God's help. So yeah, this is the first part of the decode. Obviously, this guy's part of the club, right? Wearing the women's clothing. He's got every hand sign in the book. The 666, you know, there's also pictures of him with an eyeball on his head. Let's see. Bad Bunny eyeball. Here. See? The all-seeing eye. And then he's also, you know, like, remember in Snake Eyes, they got that eyeball, right, going back and forth. And here he is doing the one-eye symbolism. So you got the dress, the one-eye symbolism, the devil horns, the 666, it's all there. Got the devil on his shirt, black and white checkerboard, and the numbers are perfect. All right. Bad Bunny, 133 like football, announced 133 days before the Super Bowl. Bad Bunny, perfect match to football. Halftime equals Lucifer. Halftime show equals Freemasonry. And it was announced on day 271 of the year, halftime performer 271. So it's already a home run of a decode, right? So we got 95 watching and 46 likes. We should have 95 likes right now because it's already a home run. But I have about 100 more slides for you, okay? Now, shout out to Jurassic Liars again. He's the one that helped me with the She's My Kind of Crazy decode. And what he pointed out, and what I put out a video on Bad Bunny about an hour ago, and I forgot to talk about this part. And, well, not really forgot. I knew Jurassic did a video on this. I just, for whatever reason, brain fart, whatever you want to call it, I didn't include it in my video. And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, wait a minute, there's a whole connection here, and this needs to be talked about. So I deleted that video, and that's why we're live right now. So shout out to Jurassic Liars for sparking this part of the decode, okay? So I can't ignore the fact that his name is Bad Bunny. And we have a bad, evil-looking bunny, an iPet Goat 2, right? It would be one thing if it was just a bad bunny, an iPet Goat 2, but we also have a Super Bowl trophy, an iPet Goat 2. So that's why I have to bring this up. So this is from iPet Goat 2, and this is an evil-looking bunny, like a bad bunny, right? And this is obviously shaped like the Super Bowl trophy, okay? So I don't know what it means, right? We're trying to figure it out. I can tell you why this rabbit or bunny has a bullet hole in its ear. We'll get to that in a second. But I don't know. Does this mean, you know, something big from iPet Goat 2 is going to go down at the Super Bowl? Is it going to go down in 2026? Is the event that we've been waiting for with Donald Trump? Me and Jurassic and other channels, really Jurassic was the first one talking about this. But is Donald Trump going to go down in 2026? I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, but we have to talk about this, okay? So my point, iPet Goat 2, you got the Bad Bunny and the Super Bowl trophy. And now Bad Bunny is going to be performing at the Super Bowl, okay? Now, don't forget, in Gematria, iPet Goat 2 equals 666, and iPet Goat 2 equals Donald Trump. All right? So I've talked a lot about this rabbit or bunny and the bullet hole in the upper ear, like Trump was grazed. For a better look, let me zoom in. Hopefully you can see that. But yeah, there is a hole in this bunny's ear. All right? And let me start here with Donnie Darko, which is also connected to the bunny or the rabbit. So I know this slide is blurry. That's because I've had to save it and re-upload it and save it a million times. So yeah, I know some of this is a little bit blurry. Maybe on the Donnie Darko part, I can, well, you should be able to read that, hopefully. Let's just get to it. And for the record, I'm going to be a little bit all over the place tonight. My brain is overwhelmed with all these decodes, and I'm a little bit scattered. So if I'm a little bit all over the place tonight, that's why. This is so much to keep up with it. It's just mind-blowing, okay? So you have Donnie Darko, where Frank the Rabbit gets shot, okay? And we know this is connected to Donald Trump because this movie is set in the year 88. And the numbers on Donnie's arm add up to 88. Frank the Rabbit tells Donnie that the world is going to end in 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, and 12 seconds. And Donnie wakes up on a golf course with these numbers on his arm. And of course, golf courses are connected to Donald Trump. So if you add up the numbers on Donnie's arm, 28 plus 6 plus 42 plus 12, it equals 88. Well, how does this all connect to Trump? Well, Trump equals 88. And remember, this movie with Frank the Rabbit is set in 88. 1988. Same year Erica Kirk was born. So the guy who plays Donald J. Darko, see, Donald J. Darko, is Jacob Benjamin Gyllenhaal, which equals 88. And the guy who plays Frank the Rabbit was born 88 days after Trump's birthday. And when was he born? The guy who plays Frank the Rabbit, he was born September 10th. And what just happened on September 10th? Charlie Kirk was allegedly shot. Okay? And don't forget, Turning Point USA equals 88. And the Republican Party equals 88. Now, Frank, remember, he's Frank the Rabbit. Frank is a perfect match to Donald. And 3 out of the 4 base ciphers. And Rabbit equals Trump. Rabbit is 25 and 47. Trump is 25 and 47. And Trump's number 47. Now, the other connection, not only do we have Donnie Darko with the rabbit, and we have I Pet Goat 2 with the bunny rabbit, and now we have Bad Bunny, but why am I going to connect this to Snake Eyes? Well, besides every other connection we've already made to Trump with Snake Eyes, remember the assassin in Snake Eyes who shoots Charles Kirkland in the neck, like Charles Kirk was shot in the neck, the assassin's name is Rabbit. That's the whole reason I'm doing this. The assassin's name is Rabbit, guys. His name is Tariq Rabbit. His initials are TR, like Tyler Robinson. Okay? So before we get to the Snake Eyes part, let me finish with the 88. So it's very clear Donnie Darko is connected to Trump in the 88. Remember, Trump was allegedly shot in Butler 88 months after the Snoop Dogg video Lavender, where Snoop Dogg's pointing the GUN at Trump. All right? Probably hard to see from that angle. Maybe that's a little better. See how Snoop Dogg's pointing the GUN at Trump in the music video Lavender? 88 months later, Butler happened. By the way, don't forget, what is it? They tried to blame it on Kimberly Cheadle, the head of the Secret Service, and it was 666 days after she assumed office. See how Trump shooting is 195? It was on the 195th day of the year. Corey Comparator is also 195. Let's do a quick search. Remember, it was also 48 weeks before Trump's birthday. Trump shot is 48. Donald Trump equals 48. It was symbolism from Revelation 13:3. Remember the whole verse? Revelation 13:3 about the deadly head wound that was healed. That verse equals 1,086, and Crooks was exactly 1,086 weeks old. So I don't want to sidetrack too much. But here, let's just type in 195 real quick. Let's see what comes up. Anyway, this is a different decode I did, but see how Corey Comparator is 195? That's the firefighter who was allegedly hit. Trump shooting 195. Butler was on July 13th, the 195th day of the year. That's the key point. Let me see if I can pull up Kimberly Cheadle. It's going to be hard for me to get every single detail in there, but yeah, remember Kimberly Cheadle assumed office as Director of the Secret Service September 17th, 2022, and Butler happened 666 days after she assumed office. Like Trump announced re-election 666 days after his last full day in office. Or, MAGA, the highest degree of the Church of Satan. All kinds of stuff. See how Kimberly Cheadle equals Butler, Pennsylvania. Kimberly Cheadle, 68, like Butler shooting, Trump assassination, The Apprentice, Mar-a-Lago, rally shooting. It was 6 months and 8 days before the inauguration. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked here. I told you it was 48 weeks before Trump's birthday. Trump shot 48, Donald Trump 48. Let me show you the 1086. Just a little background on Butler. So the whole verse, Revelation 13:3, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. 1086. Remember, Thomas Crooks was exactly 1086 weeks old when Butler happened. All right? Gunshot wound, 1086. Thomas M. Crooks, 1086. The president, 1086. I've talked about this number in the past, like when, this is from 2022, when CERN went full power with the Large Hadron Collider, 1086 weeks after 9/11. Large Hadron Collider is 1086, like Barack Hussein Obama II and the B system. But anyways, let's get back on track. I only brought that up because I was talking about Butler. And yeah, Butler happened 88 months after the Snoop Dogg video. Trump equals 88. And again, Donnie Darko with Frank the Rabbit set in the year 88. The numbers on his arm add up to 88. Trump equals 88. The guy who plays Frank the Rabbit, who gets shot, was born 88 days from Trump's birthday, and his birthday is September 10th when Kirk got shot. Frank equals Donald. He's Frank the Rabbit, and Rabbit equals Trump. Okay? Now, also, Donnie Darko takes place in Middlesex, which equals 888, like Mar-a-Lago 888, Donald J. Trump 888. COVID was declared a pandemic 888 days after Trump's famous calm before the storm statement. The Art of the Deal 888, B System 888. Don't forget, COVID was also declared a pandemic exactly 666 days after the Claydex pandemic simulation. Back to Butler, the would-be assassin. Thomas Crooks, his birthday 9/20/03. That's the 8,888th prime number. We also have Back to the Future, which is, Donnie Darko is about time travel. Back to the Future is also about time travel. Was Time Traveler? Let me see. I don't think so. I think it was the 176 connection. Yeah. Cody, are you in the chat? I don't want to get off track here. Anyways, they're both connected to time travel. Time Traveler is an 888, right? It's I think it's 176 in the base ciphers. Let's just see. Time Traveler. Yeah, 176. Oh no, it is 888 too. It is 888. Okay, see, I should have that on this on the slide. See how Time Traveler is 888, and you have Donnie Darko in Middlesex, which equals 888, and this movie is about time travel, and also Back to the Future is about time travel, and Biff represents Trump. No, Cody, I was going to ask you if Time Traveler was 888. That's what I was going to ask you. And then I just looked it up. So yeah, it is. I should have that on the slide. Time Traveler 888 to go with the Donnie Darko and the Back to the Future connection. So in Back to the Future, Biff represents Trump. They got to reach 88 miles per hour, right? And Trump equals 88. We had the raid on Mar-a-Lago on August 8th, 88. Trump's number to text is 88022. And Cody says, I'm already preparing a video that shows how perfect Bad Bunny is connected to Back to the Future and Donnie Darko. Well, there you go. Cody, I know you don't want to ruin your big decode, but if there's anything you have that I don't have, please let me know. I'm asking you to spill the beans, man. Do you have something like big? Because like I don't want to have to make part 2 and 3 on this. But anyways, Trump put up the Gene, I have that. Yep, perfect match. I got that. That's why I'm going live, man. Trump put up the 88-foot-tall flagpoles. Trump installs a pair of 88-foot-tall flagpoles at the White House. And while he was doing it, he was talking about 88 billion in tariffs. So with all those 88s, do you think it's a coincidence that Donnie Darko is set in the year 88 and the numbers on Donnie's arm add up to 88, and Jacob Benjamin Gyllenhaal is 88, and Frank the Rabbit gets shot 88, or he gets shot in the movie, and the guy who plays Frank the Rabbit was born 88 days from Trump's birthday on September 10th, which is the day that Kirk got shot, and Turning Point USA is 88. Erica Kirk born in 88. And then Frank equals Donald, Rabbit equals Trump, okay? I think you guys get the point. All right, so we got Donnie Darko. We got the Bad Bunny and iPet Goat 2. And now we have Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. Okay, so now Cody says everything I have right now is to do with the moon because the numbers Frank gives are a moon riddle. Okay, so like moon cycles and stuff like that, that's your thing, not mine. So, okay. But yeah, any kind of like symbolism other than what I'm talking about or any gematria you got, let me know, please, Cody. But if it's just like moon stuff, Martian stuff, mercurial stuff, that's all your bag. So, yeah, have at it. And make sure you guys subscribe to Decoding with Cody. He's possibly, all credit goes to God, but, Cody's possibly the best decoder in the world. So make sure you subscribe to him. All right, we're all pretty good. We all have our gifts. There's a handful of us doing this, and we all have different gifts. But yeah, Cody is absolutely one of the best in the world. All right, now we have a rabbit and snake eyes right here. Now, you guys know we've been making all these connections to snake eyes, right? I'll get to, the main point, guys. Cody says, I wouldn't go that far, but I appreciate you, bro. Oh, you know you're one of the best, man. All right, so Tariq Rabbit is the assassin in Snake Eyes. Rabbit, guys. R-A-B-A-T. It's spelled a little differently, but that's still rabbit, right? Okay, everybody in the truth community has been talking about Snake Eyes. And all credit goes to God, but really, they started talking about it once me and Cody put out our videos. Same with She's My Kind of Crazy. Once we put out our stuff on that, it blew up. But all credit goes to God. So we have Tariq Rabbit and Snake Eyes, okay? And besides the rabbit connection, his initials are TR, like Tyler Robinson. So how does this connect to Charlie Kirk? Well, in the movie Snake Eyes, U.S. politician Charles Kirkland is shot in the neck. Charles Kirkland, like Charles Kirk, was shot in the neck, okay? So you got that connection, which is undeniable. You have the assassin, Tariq Rabbit, with the initials TR, like Tyler Robinson. Now, during the assassination, there's a storm going on named Jezebel. And you had the Jezebel website allegedly had these witches put a curse on Charlie Kirk 2 days before he died. Also, the assassination in Snake Eyes happens in September. Now, we originally thought it was September 10th because that storm Jezebel is going on. It's a very blurry scene. After further investigation, it does look closer to September 19th. But either way, it's still in September. Also, the fight is at 10 p.m. That's on the billboard, so you have a 10 right there. Also, if it does say 19th, 1 plus 9 is 10. Also, the assassination was filmed at Trump's Taj Mahal Casino, which filed for bankruptcy on September 10th. And they even show a 9 and a 10 by the boxing ring before the assassination. And I'll show you guys that later. But either way, you don't even need that part, right? But like I said, if it is 19th, 1 plus 9 is 10. You got the 10 on the 10 p.m. on the billboard. And by the way, Trump's casino, Taj Mahal, they filed for bankruptcy 11 years before Charlie Kirk died on September 10th. And 11 is like 1-1, like Snake Eyes is a 1 and a 1, right? Okay, so you got the September connection. You got Charles Kirkland. You got the neck. You got Jezebel. You got Tariq Rabbit with the TR like Tyler Robinson. See how it says here that the scene was filmed at Trump's Taj Mahal Casino. You got the guy on, or I didn't even mention the other key part. In the movie Snake Eyes, the heavyweight boxer Lincoln Tyler is in the ring during a championship match when the assassination happens. I mean, you see why my mind is spinning? Lincoln Tyler, like Tyler Robinson, and throughout the movie, Nicolas Cage calls him Tyler, right? Now look how Lincoln Tyler equals Tyler Robinson, the 165 number. And let me go ahead and pull that up because there's a lot more to that 165. Let me find it here. Here you go. So not only is Lincoln Tyler 165 like Tyler Robinson 165, the headline here on the movie says, "Believe everything except your eyes," which is 165. Yeah, Lincoln was assassinated. There you go. So you got that too, Lincoln Tyler. So Lincoln Tyler 165, Tyler Robinson 165. Believe everything except your eyes 165. And get it? We can't even believe what our eyes are seeing with Charlie Kirk. And then Charlie Kirk was allegedly shot in Orem, which is 165. The last words of Charlie Kirk, counting or not counting gang violence, 165. And the guy who plays Charles Kirkland, his name's Joel Fabiani. And by the way, he was 88 years old when Kirk got shot. Like Trump equals 88. 88 days from Trump's birthday, and Turning Point USA, 88. He just had his birthday yesterday, the day of the Mormon church shooting. Mormon equals 88. We'll get to all that in a bit. But anyways, his birthday and Tyler Robinson's birthday are separated by 165 days. There's that 165. And yes, Dustin, right here, Donald Trump was born on the 165th day of the year. I mean, that's a lot of 165s to be a coincidence. So you got the 165 connection, Lincoln Tyler like Tyler Robinson. Look at Nicolas Cage's hands. He's doing the Trump hand sign. See Trump and Kirk doing the hand sign there? We're in the year of the snake, guys. And that's another part of this. Snakes and rabbits, man. This whole thing is about snakes and rabbits. We'll have to look into that further. I don't know. Is there like a movie or something? Just for fun. Snakes and rabbits. Snakes and rabbits share a natural predator-prey relationship. All right. So there's that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's so much we could probably uncover here. But yeah, snakes and rabbits, predator-prey relationship. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But anyways, let's move on. This whole thing is about snakes and rabbits. So we're in the year of the snake, right? And I'm going to get to all the snake connections in a minute. Remember, Orem means serpent. Charlie Kirk died at 31. Snake equals 31. Guess how old Bad Bunny is? 31. I'm going to tell you right now, Bad Bunny equals the snake. Someone is saying, I think this is King Nico in the chat, give me my credit for my decode, Joseph. And now he's calling me a lying thief. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get him out of here. Yeah, this guy, King Nico, thinks I steal all his decodes. Actually, it was Widow's son, Sean, who found the 1,086 weeks on Crooks. As far as the CERN decode from 2022, I can't remember. I know you were involved in that decode, so I can't remember 3 years ago if it was me or you that found that date duration. If it was you, congrats, all credit to you. I mean, all credit to God, but good job. But yeah, don't come on here. He's been making wild accusations. I don't want to talk too much about it, but this guy is just saying all kinds of crazy stuff that I steal his stuff. Basically, he got upset because I didn't want to share his videos, and that's because he's sitting there cussing at his subscribers and just talking to Chat GPT and making all kinds of crazy posts and yeah. So anyway, sorry, Nico. I pray for what you're going through, man. But yeah. Anyways, all credit goes to God, like I always say. And yeah, that was unfortunate that he had to come in here and act a fool. But anyways, yeah, sure, you can have the credit for the decode from 3 years ago, man. Sure, it's all yours. You got it. You're the guy. Okay, so where was I? We're talking about snakes. All right. We're in the year of the snake, right? Snake equals 31. Bad Bunny is 31. And I think I have it here on the next slide. Yeah. So I'll go back to the prior slide, but here you go, guys. Snake equals 31. Not only was Charlie Kirk 31, but Bad Bunny is also 31. And let me show you Genesis 3:1. And yeah, if anybody wants to subscribe to him, his name is King Nico. Go find him on YouTube and check him out. And for the record, for the last several weeks, he's literally been taking all of my decodes and decoding with Cody's decodes and not giving either one of us credit. So there's that. But I'm not making a stink about it. He was live last week, or a couple days ago, saying all kinds of crazy stuff about me. And so I did go on there with my backup account. I said, you're saying all this crazy stuff about me, and here you are taking me and Cody's stuff and not giving us any credit and calling me a thief. So anyways, if y'all want to check him out, go for it. All right? Okay. So we're talking about snake and the number 31, right? Because Charlie Kirk is 31 and Bad Bunny's 31. And snake equals 31. Well, what's Genesis 3:1? Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. That's Genesis 3:1. And by the way, Nico, I know you're still listening. If you want to reach out to me and email me or whatever and bury the hatchet and make up, that's, what we should do. So yeah, if you want to do that, let me know, because I don't like to have any kind of disagreements with people. I try to be friends with everyone. But anyways, so we got Genesis 3:1 about the snake. Snake equals 31. Charlie Kirk 31. Bad Bunny 31. Orim means serpent or snake. Okay? And we have this movie Snake Eyes, and we're in the year of the snake. And Donald Trump had the snake poem. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in. And the place where they had the memorial was at State Farm Stadium, which is designed to look like a snake. And as Cody pointed out, Charlie Kirk allegedly died 225 days after the year of the snake began, and year of the snake is 225. Cody, wasn't it also 22 weeks and 5 days until the end of the year of the snake? Let me know if that's correct, Cody. But on top of that, look down here. Utah equals snake. You can't tell me all this snake stuff is a coincidence in the year of the snake. And look at this, folks. Bad Bunny is a perfect match to the snake. Are you kidding me? Bad Bunny is a perfect match to the snake in every cipher. Isn't that the name of the poem? I think it's literally called The Snake is the name of the poem, right? The Snake. Donald Trump. Yeah, see? It's called The Snake. Here, should we read it? Let's see. Here. All right, here we go. On our way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. Poor thing, she cried, I'll take you in and I'll take care of you. Take me in, tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake, take me in, tender woman, sighed the snake. She wrapped him up all cozy in a comforter of silk and laid him by her fireside with some honey and some milk. She hurried home from work that night, and soon as she arrived, she found that pretty snake she'd taken to had been revived. Take me in, tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake, take me in, tender woman, sighed the snake. She clutched him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried, but if I hadn't brought you in by now, you might have died. She stroked his pretty skin again and kissed and held him tight. Instead of saying thanks, the snake gave her a vicious bite. Take me in, tender woman, take me in. For heaven's sake, take me in, tender woman, sighed the snake. I saved you, cried the woman, and you've bitten me. Why? And you bitten me, but why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Oh, shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in. Take me in, tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, tender woman, sighed the snake. And when Trump says that poem, he's talking about himself, for the record. Mr. Father of the you-know-what. But yeah, guys, Bad Bunny equals the snake. Utah equals snake. Snake 31. Bad Bunny is 31. We're in the year of the snake. As he's announced, Orem means serpent or snake. The stadium where Kirk's memorial was shaped like a snake, and year of the snake is 225. Kirk was shot 225 days after the year of the snake began, and 22 weeks, 5 days till the end of the year of the snake. Now back to this part. Let's see, we talked about Charles Kirkland, we talked about September, we talked about the neck, we talked about Jezebel, we talked about Tariq Rabbit, which is TR like Tyler Robinson. We talked about it was in Trump's casino. We talked about Tyler Robinson, Tyler, and Lincoln Tyler. The Trump hands, the snake connections. By the way, Tyler, his nickname is the Executioner. Now, I got to give credit to... see, I don't mind giving credit even to people that dislike me, like Zach Hubbard of Gematria Effect News. He doesn't like me at all. But see, I still give credit, so... Again, Nico, it wasn't my intention to not give you credit, but that was 3 years ago, man. That wasn't even part of my presentation. That was just a little side note. So, anyways, credit to Zach Hubbard for this find. Yes, based on the VHS releases from that era, the trailer for Dead Man on Campus was included in the 98 VHS release of Snake Eyes. The trailer for Dead Man on Campus was in Snake Eyes. Charlie Kirk shot on a campus, right? And the trailer for Snake Eyes was on the VHS release of Dead Man on Campus. So it goes both ways. How about that? On top of everything else, right? Dead Man on Campus was in the trailer for Dead Man on Campus was in Snake Eyes. And the Snake Eyes trailer was in Dead Man on Campus. How about that? Now check this out. Somebody left me a comment. I forget your name, but shout out to them. They said Dead Man on Campus was co-produced by Valhalla Entertainment. And I know Enter the Stars also talked about this. So shout out to you guys. How about that? Valhalla Entertainment. Didn't Kash Patel say, "See you in Valhalla" about Charlie Kirk? So Dead Man on Campus, co-produced by Valhalla Entertainment. How crazy is that? Where did my chat go? There it is. Okay. So I think that's what I have for that slide. I covered all the snake stuff. Bad Bunny equals the snake. By the way, isn't there a snake-like creature in I Pet Goat 2? I Pet Goat 2 Snake. In I Pet Goat 2, the snake is a significant symbol often linked to the Antichrist. I don't want to play it and get a copyright. Yeah, right here. See the snake? Okay, so I Pet Goat 2 has the snake, the Bad Bunny, and the Super Bowl trophy. There it is right there. I'm glad I thought about that. There is the snake. All right. See if there's any other images of it. But yeah, there it is. All right. There's the snake in I Pet Goat 2. Okay, moving on. Now, big shout out to Decoding with Cody. I haven't talked about this on this channel. I did go live with Franchot Pearson for 3 hours yesterday. We talked about this and gave credit to Cody. So if you weren't convinced on the Snake Eyes connection before, this should really seal the deal. Let me take a sip of water real quick. And guys, as you come in, please hit the like button. Very much appreciated. Please share this out to everyone you can. Okay, the woman in the white suit with the blonde hair, resembling Erica Kirk from the Memorial, she's talking to Charles Kirkland in Snake Eyes right before he gets shot in the neck. Okay? The woman in white with the blonde hair from Snake Eyes, where Charles Kirkland gets shot in the neck, was in Heads of State this year, a movie about assassins where she plays Elizabeth Kirk. So not only do you have the Kirk, but you got the initials, EK, Elizabeth Kirk, like Erica Kirk, right? And she plays VP Elizabeth Kirk. How crazy is that? The movie was this year. It's about assassins. This is the same actress in Snake Eyes who's talking to Charles Kirkland before he gets shot in the neck. How about that, guys? That deserves a like and a share. And again, credit to Decoding with Cody. Obviously, all credit to God, but Cody found this. Or it was shared with him, and he ran with it. Whatever. You get the point, guys. White suit, blonde hair. She's with Charles Kirkland before he gets shot in the neck in Snake Eyes. She's in a movie this year about assassins, and she plays Elizabeth Kirk. Right there, Elizabeth Kirk. How crazy, man. Okay, but wait, there's more. She was born, her birthday is August 29th, and she's a little bit older than Erica. She wasn't born in 89. But what I'm pointing out here, Erica Kirk was born on November 20th, 1988. There's that 88 again. Long story short, the actress, and the actress's name is Carla Gugino. Erica Kirk was born 9 months and 10 days before Gugino's birthday. 9 months and 10 days. Charlie Kirk was shot on 9/10. Yep, and that's next, Cody. So not only are the birthdays of Erica Kirk and the woman and Snake Eyes, not only are their birthdays 9 months and 10 days apart, but, like Cody said, her partner, Sebastian Gutierrez, was born on September 10th. And let me show you that. Let me just type in Carla Gugino, and then I'll click on her partner and I'll show you. So I guess it's not her husband, it's her longtime partner. Yeah, and like Cody pointed out, and Gene Splice is saying, Carla is a female version of Charles. All right, so here it is, Carla Gugino, right? Number one, look at the years active. 88, guys. 88. Remember, when Kirk got shot, the guy who plays Charles Kirkland was 88 years old. Erica Kirk was born in 88. The woman in the white from Snake Eyes has been acting since 88. Whoop. Sorry, I just got a phone call. I'm live on my phone. You had the guy who plays Charles Kirkland, who gets shot in the neck. He was 88 years old when Kirk got shot. Erica Kirk was born in 88. The woman from Snake Eyes started acting in 88. You have Trump. You have Kirk being shot 88 days from Trump's birthday. Trump equals 88. Turning Point USA 88. But anyways, her partner is Sebastian Gutierrez. Oh yeah, I forgot this part. He wrote the screenplay for Snakes on a Plane. Wow, remember when we had all the plane stuff at the beginning of the snake year? Me and Cody were connecting it to Snakes on a Plane. More snake connections. But yeah, her partner Sebastian Gutierrez born September 10th. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this stuff up. All right, I think that's it on that slide. Now, before we get to She's My Kind of Crazy, I think we should finish up with the Snake Eyes connections. So let's do that first. I have a Snake Eyes list here. Let's make sure we got it all in there, so we don't jump around too much. Oh, by the way, this Valhalla, this Dead Man on Campus, which was in the trailer for Snake Eyes, and Snake Eyes was in the trailer for Dead Man on Campus, and it's Dead Man on Campus is from Valhalla Entertainment. I watched the trailer for Dead Man on Campus. Look at these dates. This guy has a fake ID in Dead Man on Campus. Look when it expires. 10/15/93. Charlie Kirk was born 10/14/93. This is one day from the day Charlie Kirk was born. And then look when it was issued. 11/20. Whose birthday is 11/20, guys? Erica Kirk's birthday. Erica Kirk's birthday is 11/20, guys. Okay? And when is Charlie Kirk's birthday? Charlie Kirk's birthday. 10/14/93. Okay? So like I said, you have... Come on. whoops. You have the 10/15/93. Like I said, that's one day from the day Charlie Kirk was born, one day after. And then you got the 11/20 on there, which is Charlie Kirk's or Erica Kirk's birthday. And that's in the trailer for Dead Man on Campus. And the trailer for Dead Man on Campus was in Snake Eyes, and Snake Eyes trailer was in Dead Man on Campus. Both ways. And that movie was co-produced by Valhalla Entertainment. Kash Patel said, "I'll see you in Valhalla." Okay. So back to this connection. Was it September 10th? Was it September 19th? It honestly looks closer to a 19 for me. All right. But anyways, there was all kinds of articles that are Google responses that said September 10th. That's her 8th birthday. Okay, thanks, Cody. And then Wikipedia went back and forth with September 10th and 19th. They do have T-shirts for the movie, right? Anybody could have made them, so I guess they were mistaken too. But the T-shirts say September 10th. Either way, you got the September, right? And if it is 19, which it looks like it is, 1 plus 9 is 10. And then look, you got 10 p.m. on the billboard. They show this right before the assassination. You have a 9 and a 10 right there. And then Trump entered to offer bankruptcy on September 10th. All right, this was an announced plans to close the Taj Mahal. That's where it was filmed, at Trump's Taj Mahal, which filed for bankruptcy September 10th. Again, 11 years before Charlie Kirk. 1-1 like Snake Eyes is a 1 and a 1. All right, so either way, you have the September connection. I'm pretty sure I covered all this. The only thing I didn't cover was there's two different spellings of Tariq Rabbit. Now, you can spell Tariq two different ways. T-A-R-I-Q and then Rabbit. I watched the credits. They don't put Tariq. They only put Rabbit. So it's up to us to figure out how to spell Tariq. Both ways are coded, okay? Number one, Tariq Rabbit is 107-163, like Charles James Kirk, 107-163. And when we get to the Mormon church shooting, the other way you can spell Tariq Rabbit is 101, like Orem, Utah 101, Assassin 101, like Church is 101, and Kirk means church. And we had President Russell M. Nelson, which equals 101. He died at 101 the day before the Mormon church shooting, and Mormons are in Utah, and Charlie Kirk in Utah, and Kirk's memorial was with 101 days left in the year. We'll get to that later, but I just want to show you Tariq Rabbit with a K equals Orem, Utah, and Assassin. And then the other way, Tariq Rabbit with the Q equals Charles James Kirk. Okay? Remind me when we get to the 666 connections that 666 times 3 is 1998. That's when Snake Eyes came out. Here it is right here. Okay, so that's... we'll say that first. 666 plus 666 plus 666 is 1998. And Snake Eyes came out in 1998. Shout out to Glenn G on Twitter. He pointed out that Joel Fabiani, the actor who played Charles Kirkland, he was 66 years, 6 months old when Tyler Robinson was born. How about that? He was 66 years, 6 months old when Tyler Robinson was born, the guy who plays Charles Kirkland. Now, Tyler Robinson was born 666 months after the Central Intelligence Agency was founded. And Charlie Kirk allegedly died 6 years, 66 days after the first episode of The Charlie Kirk Show. And his memorial was 11666 days after he was born. It was also 1666 weeks after he was born. And Donald Trump brought up Rush Limbaugh at the memorial. He said Charlie Kirk was a Rush Limbaugh fan. And Kirk allegedly died 1666 days after Rush Limbaugh died. Now, don't forget, there was a 30-06, right? 3 sixes. Erica Kirk is 36 years old. Here he is throwing up the 666 hand sign. MAGA, the highest degree of the Church of Satan. You had a lightning bolt on the tent. Satan falls like lightning. Cody pointed out, remember, there's an Israel connection to Snake Eyes, and now they're, trying to blame Israel and all these other things with Charlie Kirk, right? There's an Israel connection in Snake Eyes. And Cody pointed out that Charlie Kirk allegedly died 27,666 days after Mossad was founded. It was also 75 years after Mossad was founded. Charlie Kirk equals 75. Tyler Robinson is 75 in the same cipher. And remember, Charles Kirk died 666 days after King Charles' 75th birthday. And again, Charlie Kirk is 75, Tyler Robinson is 75. All right, so we have all those 666 connections. All right, so we had all the 88s. Erica Kirk, born in 88. The actress who plays in Snake Eyes started in the year 88. We talked about Donnie Darko and all the 88s. Now, I'm just pointing out here, Joel Fabiani, he was 88 years old when Kirk got shot. The guy who plays Charles Kirkland. Kirk was shot 88 days from Trump's birthday. Turning Point USA, 88. Trump is 88. We went over the 165s. We talked about Jezebel. Now, somebody on Facebook showed me this. And before I forget, Zach Hubbard did make another interesting connection when we get to She's My Kind of Crazy by Emerson Drive. I haven't mentioned this yet. Let's see. Turning Point. Turning Point has the same 3 numbers as Emerson Drive. I want to put that up there before I forget. That's who did She's My Kind of Crazy. We'll get to all that in a second. But Emerson Drive has the 147, 177, 69, Turning Point, 147, the 177, and the 69. Remember, the Jesuit order is also 177, 69. So is New World Order. Okay. So I'm saying, nice find. What did he find? Let me know. I missed it. So, where were we? Okay, so Trump's Taj Mahal filed for bankruptcy on 9/10, September 10th, but it officially closed down on October 10th, 2016. Kirk allegedly died 107 months after the casino closed down. Charles James Kirk, 107, State Farm Stadium, 107, Tariq Rabbit, 107, Shooting, 107, Wood Snake, 107, and we're in the year of the Wood Snake. Guys, if there was a good find in the chat, let me know. We talked about the snake connection. I think I've covered everything on here. Talked about that. Now, at the end of the movie, shout out to Christopher Columbus on Facebook. At the end of the movie, they show a ambulance with the number 47. Of course, Trump is number 47. Trump equals 47. And Kirk was shot 47 weeks after his birthday. Look, see how Wikipedia... Now, I don't know all who's able to update Wikipedia, but look, this is Wikipedia here. See how it said September 10th here? It said September 10th at first. On the night of September 10th during a tropical storm named Jezebel, right? And then it changed to September 19th. And like I said, I do think it looks more like the 19th, but like Cody pointed out, it could have been any date. Could have been May 2nd, July 5th, November 8th, could have been anything, but it was something that tricks your eyes to thinking September 10th, right? Like, believe everything except your eyes, right? So yeah. Okay, we're going to get to She's My Kind of Crazy. We're going to talk about the 33s when we do that. Few other things to point out here, especially when we get to the 33s, but Charlie Kirk equals 105 like Masonry. Charles Kirk is 115 like Freemasons, Masonic, Orem, Utah, assassin killing, they're all 115. Charlie Kirk and Tyler Robinson are 75 like Order Out of Chaos. Scottish Rite is also 165 like Tyler Robinson, to go with a whole other list of 165s we went over earlier. She's got the G ring, G on the Freemason compass. And remember, a Tyler is somebody who guards the outer door of the Masonic Lodge. Don't forget, Charles Kirk's dad was the architect for the Trump Tower. You had Erica Kirk and the beauty pageants that were run by Donald Trump. You had Jimmy Kimmel. His real name is James Kimmel, which equals 666. Remember, he got suspended for Kirk comments. Remember, he broadcast from a Masonic temple, right? See how Orem, Utah is a perfect match to killing in 3 ciphers. Orem, Utah equals assassin in multiple ciphers. We got the 159 number. Kirk allegedly died 159 months after Turning Point USA was founded, or 1 year, 59 days after Butler. So you got a double 159. Donald Trump equals 159. By the way, Donald Trump also equals 138, and Snake Eyes was 1 hour and 38 minutes. Let me not forget that. Snake Eyes length, 1998. It's 1 hour and 38 minutes. I can't spell today. See how Snake Eyes is 1 hour and 38 minutes? Let me show you how Donald Trump is also 138. There you go. See how Donald Trump is also 138? All right. Charles James Kirk, 163 and 64, like STAGED shooting, 163, 64. And I'll show you. I had to cover that up for Facebook, but I'll show it here. What are the odds of that? Charles James Kirk. So you have his shirt where it looks like it puffs up there very oddly, like there could be something under there, you know, like a device. You have the ring that looks like it almost changes fingers. You have the trap door. You have them removing the crime scene right away. You have him not being put in an ambulance. You have the question about gun violence. You know, there's just so much. You know, you got Erica Kirk throwing up the devil horns. You got her, you know, with the weird video by the coffin where his hands look very strange. A lot of questions, right? By the way, people keep asking me, oh, you know, how could, you know, Charlie Kirk be a bad guy? How could he be part of the club? They're preaching a different Jesus, guys. Remember, he was throwing MAGA hats to the crowd. MAGA, the highest degree of the Church of Satan. They're pushing a false Jesus, a MAGA-loving, patriotic Jesus, and not the real Jesus who hates their idolatry. 2 Corinthians 11. Is this the right one? 2 Corinthians 11:13. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. All right? Wolves in sheep's clothing, controlled opposition, the whole thing, right? All right. We covered this part from Cody. We'll get to the 33 connection. We covered that. Covered that. Okay, I think that's it. Now I have to scroll down and read the notes here, because I also have notes on Snake Eyes. Make sure we got it all here. Okay. We got the 138, the initials TR like Tyler Robinson, Tariq Rabbit equals Charles James Kirk. Got Kirkland when the 88 connection. Got the 66 years, 6 months. Shooting happens when a fighter named Tyler takes a fall. His name equals Tyler Robinson. We talked about Jezebel and the storm. It was filmed at Trump's casino. The woman in the white also plays Elizabeth Kirk in a movie this year about assassins. The 47 on the ambulance. The dead man on campus. And here's one more thing left to say. Right before Charles Kirkland gets shot in the neck, the woman in the white with the blonde hair, she says to him, "They rigged it, Mr. Secretary. They put on a fireworks display for you." Fireworks, like Erica Kirk came out to the fireworks, right? All right, so there's that. That's Snake Eyes. Now, let's move on to She's My Kind of Crazy. All right, so we thought it was done with Snake Eyes, right? We thought it couldn't get any crazier. And shout out to Jurassic Liar. Somebody showed this to him, and he was talking about it, and then I put my video together, and it's all history. But wow, what a crazy what a crazy situation this is. So there's a music video from 13 years ago called "She's My Kind of Crazy" by Emerson Drive. And in that video, we have Erica Kirk. She's flying through the air on a zip line, flying like a witch, right? Like the witches put the curse on Charlie. But anyways, in this music video, she's ziplining past the numbers 910. And if you go watch the video, they don't even focus on her. They focus on this 910. Okay? Like, extremely, well, the 910. Of course, Charlie Kirk allegedly died on 910. So, you know, you might call that a coincidence. Okay, Erica Kirk is in the video with the 910, and she's flying over a sign that says Fremont, and Fremont means freedom. Like Charlie Kirk was wearing a shirt that said freedom, and there's a cross on the building, and Kirk means church, right? And that's all a coincidence. And the fact that it's 3 minutes and 22 seconds long, 322, the number of skull and bones, and Charlie Kirk allegedly died 322 weeks after the Charlie Kirk show began, right? It's all a coincidence. But anyways, just in case you think all that's a coincidence, look at this comment from Erica Kirk 13 years ago on that video. Erica Kirk, born Erica Lane Franceby. This is her real account, Miss Arizona USA 2012. She commented this 13 years ago. What a blast Tyler and I had shooting this video. Are you kidding me? Blast, like a gunshot blast. Tyler, like Tyler Robinson shooting. You put the two together, it'd be one thing if it was just the 910, guys. You got the 910, you got the Fremont, you got the 322, and you have this unbelievable comment. What a blast Tyler and I had shooting this video. Now remember, in Snake Eyes, the guy who takes the fall in a staged event while Charles Kirkland is being shot in the neck, his name just happens to be Tyler And the assassin's initials are TR. And here we have this comment, shooting with Tyler. Come on now, folks. So some things I haven't pointed out yet. This is during the video. The lead singer doing the 666 hand sign, like Charlie Kirk and Donald Trump. That's their favorite hand sign. You also have this sign in the music video, which says Diablo. Diablo means devil. And like I showed before, Emerson Drive, 147, Turning Point 147. Emerson Drive, 177, Turning Point 177. Emerson Drive, 69, Turning Point 69. I think there were some other 69s. I want to say Tyler Robinson was also 69. I know there's others that I'm forgetting. Yeah, Tyler Robinson is also 69. Like Turning Point and Emerson Drive. But anyways, Emerson Drive has the, if anyone has the other 69s, let me know. But yeah, again, shout out to Geometry Effect, Zach Hubbard, for pointing this out. Turning Point has the same 3 numbers as Emerson Drive. And wait till you hear the name of the lead singer's son. All right, guys. Moving on. So the video, She's My Kind of Crazy, it ends on Ogden Avenue. It ends on Ogden Avenue. Why is that interesting? Because the largest city named Ogden just happens to be in Utah. How about that? Here, hold on. Just had to get rid of somebody in the chat. Okay. Huh, that was interesting. My screen did something when I did that. I don't know what that means. Okay, so the avenue, the road they end on is Ogden Avenue. The largest city named Ogden is in Utah. And not only does Fremont mean freedom. All right, here, this will be good. So I can get rid of this person too. It'll show me what it's doing on the screen here. Okay, so apparently when you get rid of somebody, it just does a little widening of the screen. Interesting. Got a couple trolls in here. There's always a couple. Got a lot of new people. We got about almost 3,000 new subscribers in the last month. So, yeah, there's also a Fremont, Utah, which is like a census town. Fremont, Utah. Yeah, census design place in Utah. Okay. Fremont, Utah. Fremont means freedom. And then Fremont has 2 main connections to Utah. It's the name of an ancient archaeological culture that inhabited central Utah. And it's also the name of explorer John Fremont, who led expeditions through Utah. So you have that. Fremont, Utah connection. First part of the song, she's got a butterfly tat on the back of her you-know-where. And here's Erica Kirk's butterfly tat. The butterfly represents Project MONARCH, which is connected to the CI ... A, and mind CONTROL. I got to be careful what I say. You guys can look up more on what the butterfly means. Okay? Now, speaking of the CI dot 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 A. Remember, Tyler Robinson was allegedly born 666 months after they were founded, September 18th, 1947, to go with the butterfly. She's got a butterfly tat, first part of the song. Now, right before she goes on the zip line and flies through the air like a witch past the 910, she's under a white tent. And the focus is on her neck area. See how this guy has his hands up by her neck and she's got her hand up by her neck under a white tent? And what happened to Charlie's neck under a white tent? You get my point? This is right before, and they didn't have to show this in the music video. And he's wearing red like MAGA, like the MAGA hat, right? But they didn't have to put this in the music video. They definitely didn't have to put the hands up by the neck. But I just thought that was worth mentioning. What do you think? She's under a white tent with the hands by the neck right before she flies past the 910. Now, some people think I'm crazy here, but I see a little resemblance. This is Tyler, the actor and people keep telling me there's nobody in the band named Tyler. I know that. This actor is named Tyler. That's who she was in the music video with, that she had a great time shooting with, this Tyler. I think he looks a little bit like Tyler Robinson. Here's Tyler Robinson. You got the cheeks, the ears, the eyebrows, the eyes look similar. I don't know. You guys tell me. Maybe I'm crazy. I think they look a little bit similar. But that's not that big of a deal. So back to the 322. Not only is the video length of that music video 3 minutes and 22 seconds, the number of skull and bones. Remember, Charlie Kirk allegedly died 322 weeks after the first episode of the Charlie Kirk show. And remember, he was allegedly shot at 12:23. And if you go backwards, you'd have a 322 there. Also, not only was it 322 weeks, it was 6 years, 66 days after the first episode of the Charlie Kirk show. So you got the 666 and the 322. Is it all a coincidence? I don't think so. So the lead singer of the band, Emerson Drive, the lead singer is Brad Mates. Guess what he named his son? Tyler Robert. So you got Tyler and you got the Rob, like Robinson. And then obviously you have the initials, TR there. So I figured that was worth mentioning. And then shout out to Decoding with Cody. He pointed this out. So the video, She's My Kind of Crazy, came out in 2012. You know what else came out in 2012? Turning Point USA came out in 2012. Turning Point came out in June, and the music video came out in July. So why am I talking about the 33s here? Let's see, is there anything else? There probably is. I'll get to that in a minute. So if you go to the music video, all right, the first time you see the 910, it's at 2 minutes and 33 seconds. And you also see it at 2:34. Those are the only 2 seconds you see it at, 2:33 and 2:34. I'll get to the 2:34 in a second. So we first see it, the 910, in the music video at 2:33. So you got the 33 there. I want to remind you of the long list of 33s with a new addition. Let me take a sip of water before I go through 133s. And guys, keep hitting that like and the share. Very much appreciated. We had Tyler Robinson. He was arrested after a 33-hour manhunt. The manhunt was 33 hours. Can you believe that? And he was arrested 33 days from Charlie Kirk's birthday. And Kirk was allegedly shot 33 weeks after the inauguration. And he was shot 33 days from the Utah Valley University president's birthday. And his funeral, or memorial, was 3 weeks and 3 days from his birthday. And he was shot with 3 months and 3 weeks left in the year. And his funeral was in Glendale. Glendale equals 33. And the memorial was at 33 degrees north. 33 degrees north. Yeah, someone's saying the governor prayed for 33 hours. Okay. Well, in gematria, neck equals 33. Remember, George FLOYD also had the neck. George and Charlie, they have the same birthday. Don't forget that. Neck equals 33. Freedom, like it said on the shirt, freedom equals 33. Masonry equals 33. The highest degree of Masonry, the 33rd degree. And his initials are CK. C equals 3. K equals 11. 3 times 11 is 33. How many Ks does Erica Kirk have in her name? It'd be 3 of them. 3, K is 11, right? 3 times 11 is 33. And then you have the 3 rows of the 47 hats, 47, right? 4 plus 7 is 11. 11 times 3 is 33. You got the G ring, like the Masonic G. And before I forget, another thing that Zach Hubbard pointed out, there's an episode of South Park. Oh, I guess I got to log in. Here, hold on. Here, I'll just close this down. I can get rid of a few of these tabs. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. That. Get rid of this. All right, that simplifies it a little bit. Let's just open a new tab here. So there's an episode of South Park connected to Charlie Kirk. It's episode number 330. All right. And Eric Cartman is a match to Charlie Kirk. And I think Zach also said, I think it's Dead Man on Campus. They have also, because remember, Snake Eyes trailer was in Dead Man on Campus. I think they also have a South Park trailer on Dead Man on Campus. Here, let's see. Well, first, let me pull up the episode. South Park, episode 330, Charlie Kirk. It's called Got a Nut. So yeah, it was in 2025. South Park episode number 330. Drop the 0. There's your 33. The episode features Eric Cartman becoming right-wing podcasters, the latter in a parody of Charlie Kirk. So there you go. Eric Cartman, Charlie Kirk, episode 330. There's your 33. And you see how Charlie Kirk is a perfect match to Eric Cartman. Okay, let's go ahead and Google. Is there a South Park trailer on Dead Man on Campus VHS? Well, as you can see, there's Zach's article about it, or his video. Yeah, there you go. Dead Man on Campus, a teaser trailer for South Park. There you go. Okay, so that proves the point. Again, thank you, Zach. Got to give credit where it's due, right? But that is episode 330 with the 33. And for the record, Zach always says, I never give credit that I learned from him. Of course, we all learned from Zach Hubbard. I didn't first hear about gematria from Zach, but once I started learning about gematria, I obviously found Zach and learned a lot about the Jesuits and the 201s and other stuff. So, yeah, got to give him credit for definitely helping my gematria journey. And like I said, a lot of us learn from Zach. So, anyways, we have all these 33s, right? And we got the South Park with the 33 connection. Well, look at this new find here. And I saw Christopher Columbus shared this. I guess this guy, Hidden America, made this post. Look at the case number for Tyler Robinson. Here's his case number, guys. Okay, 700090584. You add that up, it equals 33. Add up the case number for Tyler Robinson, it equals 33. This is the guy in the 33-hour manhunt who was arrested 33 days from Kirk's birthday, when neck equals 33, and all these 33s I just went over. All right? That's pretty crazy stuff, right? We covered the 666. Check this out. I saw this on Twitter. I forget who it was. So all this stuff with Kirk, remember Kirk was 88 days after Trump's birthday. Trump is 88, Turning Point USA, 88. Charles Kirkland, actor, was 88 years old when Kirk went down. The lady in the white from Snake Eyes, she started acting in 88. And Erica Kirk was born in 88, right? Check this out. This music video, She's My Kind of Crazy, it came out July 23rd, 2012. 8647 days after Erica Kirk was born. 8,647. Where have we seen that number before? Secret Service probing ex-FBI Chief James Comey for 8647 post. And when was that in the news? That was May 15th. Just happened to be 8647 days after 9/11. Isn't that interesting? All right. Let's see. Hey, Joker, did you have something that you put earlier? Some people were saying nice find. Let me know. All right, now let me go through the list of stuff I typed out. Oh, so I talked about because remember, you see the 910 at the 233 and the 234. That's why I went over the 233s. Let me show you why the 234 matters. Here. Tyler James Robinson. That's his name, right? Tyler James Robinson. So you only see that 910 for 2 seconds. You see it at 233 and you see it at 234. Tyler James Robinson equals 234. And that's the last time you see the 910. You first see it at 233, so there's your 33 to go with Tyler and all his 33 connections, right? His case number, 33, 33-hour manhunt, arrested 33 days from Kirk's birthday. And then you last see the 910 at 234 when Tyler James Robinson, 234. By the way, someone just brought up the HH, like is 88, like Hulk Hogan, enough is enough, and the whole thing with the, didn't one of Charlie Kirk's last shorts was about enough is enough, like the Illuminati card, at any time our snipers can drop you with a guy that looks a lot like Trump. You guys have seen that, right? Enough is enough card. But it reminded me of something else. See that? The enough is enough. I think one of Kirk's last videos was enough is enough. Anyways, and you had Hulk Hogan, HH88, at the RNC talking about enough is enough. Well, you remember Helena Hutchins, who was shot allegedly by Alec Baldwin, who played Donald Trump on Saturday Night Live. I was actually doing a decode on the morning of July 13th when Butler happened, showing you how this was all connected. The Alec Baldwin, Helena Hutchins stuff was connected to Trump, and then he allegedly got hit in the ear later that day. But see how Helena Hutchins has those numbers? STAGEDSHOOTING. So they're a perfect match. Helena Hutchins and that phrase there. And yeah, HH, like 88. So also, I think there was a connection with Baldwin. It was like, let's see if I can pull it up. Might have been 201 days from her birthday. But yeah, I think I got everything here with She's My Kind of Crazy. Here, let's see if we can pull up Helena Hutchins real quick, and then we'll get to the Mormon church shooting, and then that might be about it. We're almost done here, guys. Yeah, see, this is my post from 2021. Yeah, here he is throwing up the 666. Alec Baldwin to be charged in fatal rush shooting, 65 weeks after the shooting. Baldwin and Prop 65. Yeah, it happened 201 days after his birthday. That big number, 201. Happened with 71 days left in the year. Helena Hutchins, 71. Harlan Russ, 71. STAGED shooting, 71. Yep, there you go. Santa Fe, to go with the other Jesuit connection, the 201. Santa Fe, New Mexico equals the Jesuit order. It's such a long list with the 201s. Yeah, this is here, you want to go, if you're new here, you want to go through a list of the 201s? And yeah, credit to Zach Hubbard. I wouldn't know about the 201. He's the 201 guy. But let me see. Let me find my long list of the 201s for you. Just for fun. It's a long list. Grab your popcorn. Here we go. You had Event 201, the pandemic simulation, which was held by William Henry Gates, which equals 201. You had another simulation called Preparing for Disease X, which was held 201 weeks after COVID was declared and 201 days from Obama's birthday. Dang it, now I'm going to have to talk about Ozzy. Long story short, you had Ozzy Osborne, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Hulk Hogan. They all died within the same short time frame. You add up their three names, it equals 201. Add up their three ages, it equals 201. Malcolm Jamal Warner died on the 201st day of the year, and there were 201 original episodes of The Cosby Show. He's from the 201 area code. Hogan's Hangout is 201, the name of his restaurant. He was 201 centimeters tall. And the USA, this is all off the top of my head, the USA was 201 years old when Hogan had his first fight. And then Ozzy Osborne has all the big 201 connections. Ozzy Osborne equals 201, and he tested positive for COVID. It was announced by Sharon. It was announced by Sharon 201 days from Sharon's birthday. Ozzy and Sharon were born 201 weeks apart. And let me see if I can pull it up. And remember, Ozzy bit the head off a bat on 20/1, and Ronnie James Dio, who replaced Ozzy, he died 201 days from Ozzy's birthday. See, Malcolm Jamal Warner died on 201 day of the year, 201 episodes of The Cosby Show. He's from the area code 201. Dang, that didn't have what I needed. This happened last time. I got sidetracked with Aussie and the 201s. See how you add up their three ages, 71, 76, 54, it's 201. Add up their three names, it equals 201. Let me see. Look, I was talking about Aussie and the 201s back in 2022. See that? See? 2020, Ozzy Osbourne test positive 201 days after Sharon's birthday. Ozzy Osbourne 201. I didn't even know they were 201 weeks apart at the time. Here, Ozzy 201. Help me, Jesus. Help me find this. Don't go anywhere yet. We still got to talk about the Mormon church shooting connected to Charlie Kirk. Here it is. Thank you, God. All right. Ozzy Osbourne 201, the Jesuit Order 201, Ignatius of Loyola 201. That's the founder of the Jesuit Order. And Ozzy tested positive. It was announced by Sharon 201 days from Sharon's birthday. Ozzy and Sharon were born 201 weeks apart. And he bit the head off a bat on 20/1, the bat connected to COVID. And Ronnie James Dio, who replaced him with Black Sabbath, died 201 days from Ozzy's birthday. Remember, we had the first Jesuit Pope, Pope Francis, Jorge Mario Bergoglio, 201, who lived in suite number 201 at the Domus Sancti Marte, which equals 201. Catholic Pope 201, the Guidestones went down 201 days from the Pope's birthday. And Pope Francis died 201 days from the death anniversary of St. Francis of Assisi. Right? Oh, remember we had the CDC director tested positive 201 days after her birthday? And the CDC was founded by Dr. Joseph Mountain, 201. Remember we had this shooting, guys? Oh my goodness. I need to add this to my list. Remember the gunman dead in Atlanta for the shooting near the CDC and Emory University at address number 201? And it was 201 days after Trump took office. Remember that? So you got the CDC and you got the 201. And what was the motive? Officer killed in shooting outside CDC in Atlanta by gunman who reportedly blamed COVID, you know what, for illness. Come on, 201 days after Trump took office at address 201. Like that's not a coincidence. I'm glad that popped up. Okay, let me just read what I have on my list here. I got to remind myself to add some 201s to my list when I get done here. Okay, back to my paper list. See, I got a paper list with all these 201s on it. What else? So remember, preparing for disease X was 201 weeks after COVID declared a pandemic and 201 days from Obama's birthday. The son of perdition, Barack Hussein Obama, 201. King of Babylon, Barack Obama, 201. That old serpent, 201. Tom Hanks was the first celebrity with COVID. And remember, he made a post with his Corona typewriter where he said he was losing in gin rummy by 201 points. Neil Alden Armstrong, 201. The fake moon landing was on the 201st day of the year. I talked about all the 201s with the Pope. Squid Game. You had 201 players complete the first game. And then in Season 2, you had 201 killed after the first two games. And then the Queen died. If you want all the Squid Game connections, watch my last live stream. I covered all the 222s and Squid Game. So if you want, go watch that. The Queen died 201 days after testing positive. and the Queen tested positive 201 days from Obama's birthday, and the Queen died 20 weeks and 1 day after her birthday. Oh, I do actually have the 201s on here. Look at the bottom. You probably can't read it because it's see-through. But I do have the 201s with Emery and Aussie and all that. I have it written on here. Wow, silly me. I could have just read it off the list. Okay. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm a little bit scattered and all over the place. So, let's see. Helena Hutchins, we can get rid of her. South Park, we can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. Helena Hutchins equals that. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of the 201s. And then the original decode, we're going to leave that up. Is that what I have here? Yes, that's the original. And then this is the Mormon church shooting. So, the crazy part here, and again, shout out to Zach. He was the first person I saw mention that the president of the Mormon church died 1 day before this Mormon church shooting. Okay, Russell M. Nelson. He died. It was in the news on September 28th, but he died September 27th. Now, like Decoding with Cody pointed out, the guy who plays Charles Kirkland, Joel Fabiani, it was his birthday when this happened. Joel Fabiani. He got off the 88 and became 89. But his birthday was yesterday. He's now 89, but he was 88 when Trump was shot. So this happened on his birthday, okay? So how does this connect to Charlie Kirk? Well, first of all, the headquarters for the Mormon church is in Utah. Charlie Kirk was shot in Utah. And Kirk means church. So we have a Mormon church, get it? Kirk means church, shot in Utah. Utah head of the Mormons, right? So, and we also have a shooting, right? So, long story short, the suspect is Thomas Sanford. He's got the 153 and the 198, like the Illuminati, 153, 198. See how Thomas Sanford is 153, 54, and 72, like Jesuit order is 153, 54, 72. So Thomas Sanford equals the Illuminati and Jesuit order. That's called a home run. And then remember, the president of the Mormon church died 1 day before this happened. And look at his name, Russell M. Nelson, 198 and 54, like Thomas Sanford is 198 and 54. So their names have a match. And then Russell M. Nelson is 81, like the Illuminati 81. Speaking of 81, don't forget Kobe being Bryant equals 81. Mark of the Beast equals 81. Kobe scored a career-high 81 points in game number 666. And then he died in a helicopter, which equals 666. And he had the 666 workout. And I might have to mention the 41s and Kobe in a minute. Hold on. Maybe we'll do that. Russell M. Nelson also has the 198, like Thomas Sanford and the Illuminati 198. So we have the Kirk connection here. He's dead at 101. President Russell M. Nelson, 101. Church, 101. Kirk means church. Remember, the assassin from Snake Eyes is Tariq Rabbit, and you can spell Tariq two different ways. Remember, the other way with the Q is also coded. We talked about that earlier. But Tariq Rabbit, 101. Orem, Utah, 101. Assassin, 101. And Kirk's memorial was with the day leaving 101 days left in the year. And then this happened September 28th. The Mormon Church was founded on April 6th. It was 175 days from the anniversary of the Mormon Church. Mormon Church equals 175. And then see how LDS Church is a perfect match to Freemason, including that 147. Don't forget Turning Point is 147. And Mormon is 88. And remember, Kirk died 88 days after Trump's birthday. Trump equals 88. Turning Point USA, 88. And remember, this happened on Charles Kirkland's birthday, and Charles Kirkland was 88 years old when Kirk got shot. And then Erica Kirk born in 88, and the actress from Snake Eyes got her start in 88, and all the other 88s. But also Mormon equals 34, and Kirk died 34 days before his birthday. So I think that's everything I have on the Mormon church shooting. Let's see if I can find this list of 41s for you on Kobe. But yeah, Kobe scored 81 in game number 666. Kobe being Bryant, 81. Mark of the Beast, 81. Let's do, let me type in Darius. His teammate Darius died, and I did a big decode on it. Yeah, Darius Morris. What's that 246, 120 there? Oops. I don't know what that was. Darius Morris, ex-NBA player, dead at 33. Says here, he played the first 2 seasons alongside Kobe Bryant. So he's dead at 33. Kobe equals 33. He averaged 3.3 points a game, and his death was announced on a day with 33 date numerology. 5 plus 4 plus 24, 33. Of course, masonry, 33. Here's the 41s for you. So it was in the news 4 months and 1 day after his birthday for your 41. LA 41, Kobe Bryant 41. Kobe Bryant died at the age of 41. Isn't that weird? Kobe Bryant equals 41, died at 41. And then remember, he died traveling from Catholic Mass 41 days after the Pope's birthday. So you got all these 41s with Kobe, right? So Kobe's most infamous game was when he faced the Raptors, where he scored a record high 81 points. The rest of the team scored... Oh, are we back? I think you lost me for a second. So Kobe Bryant equals 41. Kobe died at 41. Kobe died 41 days after the Pope's birthday. Are we back, guys? How long did you lose me? Just half a second? Kobe's most infamous game was when he faced the Raptors, where he scored a record high 81 points. The rest of the team scored 41. In Kobe's last game against the Utah Jazz, he scored 60 points. The rest of the team scored 41. In Kobe's last game before his retirement against the Utah Jazz, the last shot he made in the game, Kobe was guarded by the Utah Jazz player wearing the number 41 jersey. In Kobe's last game before his retirement against the Utah Jazz, he came off the court with 4.1 seconds left on the clock. And in the film, The Black Mamba, Kobe starred with Kanye West. During the film, Kobe threw a basketball time bomb at Kanye West's helicopter. The last you see of the basketball time bomb, the countdown time is 4.1. And Kobe died in a helicopter. Let me see. Oh, this was in the news on 5/4. Lakers heartbroken. Look, heartbroken, 54. Kobe being Bryant, 54. Like Mark of the Beast in Jesuit order on 5/4. Okay, so he died on May 2nd. So he died 246 days before his birthday. Look at that. Darius Aaron Morris, 246. Look at that. I totally forgot that part. Darius Aaron Morris, 246, died 246 days before his birthday. Died 154 months after being drafted. Ritual sacrifice 154. He died 8 months and 1 day before his birthday if you're 81. Like Kobe scored 81 in game 666. Kobe being Bryant, 81. The Illuminati, 81. Mark of the Beast, 81. Helicopter, 666. Remember, Kobe had the 666 workout also. Look at that. Oh, guys, that's undeniable right there. He died 120 days after his birthday. Darius Aaron Morris, 120. Wow. He died 3 months and 22 days before Kobe's birthday. And it was in the news 223 weeks after Kobe died. Skull and Crossbones 223, Kobe Bryant equals Skull and Bones. Wow. Dang, I forgot all that. Guys, I've done 10,000 decodes. So here's the key points. Look at that, guys. Tell me that's not undeniable. He died May 2nd. 246 days. What was it? Yeah, he died 246 days after his birthday. Darius Aaron Morris, 246. He died 120 days before his birthday. Darius Aaron Morris, 120. That's crazy. Here, let me see if I can find the Kobe 222 Francis Ngannou decode. Since we're talking about Kobe. Let me type in Francis Ngannou. Oops. Francis Ngannou. Look at this. Ex-UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou announces death of his 15-month-old son, Kobe. Little Kobe died 222 weeks after Kobe Bryant died. 222 in 0 weeks. Francis Ngannou, 222. How about that? And Kobe was buried in Corona del Mar the first week of COVID. COVID was declared a pandemic 222 months after 9/11. First U.S. case was 222 days from Trump's birthday. Obama tested positive 222 days from his birthday. They called it Wuhan coronavirus 222. Like COVID vaccines, vaccine cards, mandatory vaccination, they're all 222. Order out of chaos 222. As above, so below 222. Let me pull out my list here. Again, I'm not going to go through all of them because it's too long, but yeah, Obama tested positive 222 days from his birthday. Don't forget, the Antichrist Barack Obama equals 222. Wuhan coronavirus 222. Declared a national emergency 222 days from Obama's birthday. COVID declared a pandemic 222 months after 9/11. And the first U.S. case of COVID was 222 days from Trump's birthday. Remember, Trump equals 222. Donald John Trump Sr. 222. Trump just won the election 222 days from his birthday. Ivana Trump and Trump's sister died 222 days from their birthdays. But all these equal 222. And remember, Kobe died the first week of COVID, was buried in Corona del Mar. Wuhan coronavirus, COVID vaccines, vaccine cards, Event 201, mandatory vaccination, World Economic Forum, Order out of chaos, as above, so below, Trump Organization, Donald John Trump Sr., Hidden Codes, Armageddon, the Beast of Revelation, Antichrist System, the Antichrist Barack Obama, they're all 222. And there's a lot more I could say. If you want all the 222s, watch the live stream I did a couple days ago. Let's see. Little Kobe died on the 118th day of the year. And he died 118 days before Kobe Bryant's birthday. And little Kobe died 118 weeks after his dad's last UFC fight, when death and homicide are all 118. That's undeniable. He died with 248 days left in the year, and he died 248 days after Kobe Bryant's birthday. And Kobe wore the numbers 24 and 8, and human sacrifice is 24 and 8. This stuff is undeniable. Little Kobe died 67 weeks after he was born. Kobe is 67, like human sacrifice and blood sacrifice. Little Kobe died 33 weeks after his dad's birthday, and Kobe equals 33, and son equals 33. Little Kobe died 15 months and 15 days after he was born. He also died 15 weeks after his birthday, and Kobe equals 15, UFC is 15, and son is 15. It was also a day with 75 date numerology, Kobe 75. It was in the news 107 days after his birthday, ritual sacrifice 107. It was also in the news 130 days before his dad's birthday, his nickname the Predator 130, like human sacrifice. And it was in the news 237 days after his dad's birthday, Francis Xavier Ngannou 237. I mean, that is one of the most undeniable decodes you're ever going to see. Since we're on this theme of basketball, let's see if I can find LeBron before we talk about Desmond Bane, and then I'll wrap it up. Look at that. We got 222 likes right now. Okay, I'm not entirely sure this whole thing, but remember LeBron became the points leader. It was a fadeaway jumper, not a sky hook, owed to Abdul-Jabbar, or one of his signature power dunks with 10.9 seconds left in the third quarter of a 133-130 loss to Oklahoma City Thunder. That sent James to the top of the mountain that Abdul-Jabbar stood on for more than 38 years at 38,000 career points. So James entered the game with 38,000 points, needed 36 to overtake Abdul-Jabbar. He finished the night with 38 points. Okay, so to take the record, I don't know why that's so blurry. So at 38 years, the record stood for 38 years, okay? Let's count the 38s. I'll count them on my end. The record stood for 38 years. And LeBron broke the record, which was at 38,000 and change, right? So 38 years, 38,000. I'm getting confused already. 38 years, the record. It stood for 38 years. There's one. The record was around 38,000 points. There's two. He broke the record with 38 points. There's three. On the 38th day of the year, there's four. LeBron was born 38 weeks after the record was set. He was born 38 weeks after the record was set, and he broke the record at the age of 38. And Lucifer equals 38. That's a lot. I lost count. Let's do it again. I lost count. 38 years, the record stood. 38,000 points. He scored 38 points on the 38th day of the year. He was born 38 weeks after the record was set, and he broke the record at the age of 38. That's 6 connections to the number 38, not including the gematria. So you think the NBA is rigged? And we're not even talking about football or baseball. By the way, I could go on and on all night, but you ever wonder why there's 162 games in a Major League Baseball season? Now you know. There's 162 games in a Major League Baseball season. Baseball 162, Major League Baseball 162, MLB 162. It's all Masonic, guys. Okay. Let's look up Desmond Bane. And then we'll wrap it up, I think. I did not expect to be talking about basketball today, but here we are. And you guys in the chat are all talking about different stuff, but that's okay. I love you guys. At least you're here. Look at this stat line. 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers, 2 fouls, 22.2% field goal on 2-2-22. Desmond Bane strangely records the most satisfying stat line of all time. I'm going to have to talk about Andy Reid in a minute. Okay, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers, 2 fouls, 22.2% field goal on 2-2-22. Desmond Bane. He wears the number 22. Right? Bane equals 22. This is on February 2nd. February 2nd, remember, it's 2-2-22. February 2nd equals 2-2-2, right? What they don't tell you, where is it? Hold on. I think I have it up here. What they don't tell you is he recorded that stat line 222 days after his birthday. His birthday is June 25th. It happened on February 2nd. It was 222 days after his birthday, guys. Come on now. And it was on February 2nd, which equals 222. February 2nd equals 222. It was on 2-2-22, 222 days after his birthday. He wears the number 22. Bane equals 22. And he shot 22.2% from the field with 2 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 2 fouls, and 2 turnovers. Is that not the craziest stuff you've ever seen? Now, since I brought that up, I wasn't going to bring up football, but now I have to talk about, let's see, how can I find this? Plane crash 88. Nope, that didn't do it. Plane crash 222. Man, see, this is a whole different story now. This is what happens. I start going down crazy avenues. And this is part of it. That's part of it. Here, I'll leave that up. I need Andy Reid. Yep, I do think it's flat. Yep. At least it's not a spinning globe. Don't forget the full name of NASA. National Aeronautics and Space Administration equals 666. Now, don't forget, we had all these plane crashes connected to the number 222. All connected to the Super Bowl with the Eagles and the Chiefs. Look, this is my post from 2022. I talked about this back in 2020. Ay. Let's do... I've done so many posts about plane crashes. It's going to be hard to find what I'm looking for. If I do recent posts. Let me try Super Bowl 59. Remember, you had the Eagles and the Commanders right before the Black Hawk helicopter and the American Eagle Airlines crashed in Washington at the start of the snake year, and the Eagles had 666 wins and the Commanders had 666 wins in that game, and that game was played on the anniversary of Kobe Bryant's death, who's from Philadelphia, and the Eagles posted the helicopter. That's not my point, though. I don't think this is going to show what I need. That's a whole different story. I'm just trying to find the 222 stuff since it's connected to Andy Reid. Man, there's so much I could say about all the plane crashes this year, but I just want to talk about Andy Reid real quick, and then we'll move off of it. Had the plane crash in Brazil. Eagles started in Brazil. Crash equals Eagles. That helicopter and plane to start the snake year, 159 days after Kobe's birthday. Plane and helicopter 159, figure skaters 159, helicopter 159. 1,831 days after Kobe died, the pilot of the helicopter was Andrew Eves, 1831. 67 people, Kobe, 67. It's so much. We had the crash in Philadelphia. The pilot Alan Montoya equals Kobe Bryant on Roosevelt. The air ambulance jet. Then the pilots of the plane that collided with the Black Hawk helicopter, Sam Lilly, Kobe Bean Bryant. I'm getting off track now. I'm telling you guys, there's so much with this. It's insane. Man, as much as I've talked about the 222. Oh, see, I talked about Kobe and the 222 earlier. Remember Francis Ngannou with his 222? Little Kobe died 222 weeks after Kobe died. Kobe Bryant died 22 weeks and 2 days after his birthday, guys. See? There's so much I've forgotten. Look at that. Kobe died 22 weeks and 2 days after his birthday. Buried in Corona Del Mar. Where is the 222 Andy Reid stuff? Look, this is my post from 2020 just to show you how long I've been talking about this. Because I'm connecting this to the Super Bowl that was last year, Super Bowl 59. Look. Yeah. So here I am talking about Andy Reid and the number 222 back in 2020. I'm just going to type in Andy Reid and find an old post. I'm not going to find the one I need, but it might be good enough. So we can get out of here. I know you guys are tired. Long video. Oh, come on. That doesn't have what I need. Ah, this is frustrating. Dude, what the heck, man? That doesn't have what I need. Super Bowl 59. If I have to, I'll click on my video from last year. Long story short, guys, Andy Reid picked up career win number 222 on February 2nd. as they won the Super Bowl. Dude, this is crazy. Plane crash, Andy Reid. And they won 222 weeks after the Royals. Plane crash, or how about plane 88? I know I got a long post on this. Here it is. Oh my gosh, thank you, Jesus. Man. Ah, that took so long. I'm sorry, guys. All right, you guys ready? That literally took me like 10 minutes. It's going to be worth it. If you've never seen this, it's worth it, okay? So you had the Eagles and the Chiefs. Andy Reid's former team, the Eagles, he coaches with the Chiefs now, right? So I showed how all these plane crashes around the time of the Super Bowl were connected to the number 222. Okay? If you add up the 5 Super Bowls that the Eagles have been in, Super Bowl 15, 39, 52, 57, 59, you add them up, it equals 222. And these are the 4 playoff games. Where's my pointer? These are the 4 playoff games that the Eagles were in last year. So you add up the 5 Super Bowls they've been in, 15, 39, 52, 57, 59 equals 222. Add up the combined scores of the 4 playoff games that the Eagles were in last year. 32 combined points, 50, 78, 62. It adds up to 222. We had the plane crash in Philadelphia. And remember, the little girl was from Shriners Hospital, which is 222. The plane crash in Philadelphia was 222 days before the mayor's birthday. It was 222 days after the president of Mexico's birthday, and everyone on the plane was from Mexico. And the Super Bowl in New Orleans was 2,222 weeks and 2 days after a major plane crash was in New Orleans. Okay? Here's where it gets really crazy. This game against the Eagles, Andy Reid's former team, that was Andy Reid's game number 222 with the Chiefs. His 222nd game with the Chiefs was against the Eagles. When you have all these 222s with the Eagles, right? And I just showed you, I've been talking about Andy Reid and 222 since 2020, right? Look at this. This is my stuff from 2020. Andy Reid got win number 222 of his career and his first Super Bowl victory on 2/2/2020. You drop the zeros, it's all 2s, right? February 2nd, 2020 equals 2220. February 2nd equals 222. The Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl 222 weeks after the Kansas City Royals won the World Series. And J-Lo did halftime. J-Lo's 222. And you see why I thought about Andy Reid? Because remember, Desmond Bane had that stat line with all the 222s on February 2nd. It was 2/2/22, and it was 222 days from his birthday. And Andy Reid got win number 222 in his first Super Bowl victory. Are you telling me that's a coincidence when he coached against his former team, the Eagles, in game number 222 with the Chiefs, the same year that the Eagles got the perfect number of Super Bowl, the 59, when you add up all the Super Bowls, it equals 222? It's hard to see. You can do it yourself. Add up all the Super Bowls for the Eagles, it equals 222. And then this was their playoff run. You add up the 4 scores, it equals 222. This should be some of the most viral information in the world. To go with all the plane crashes. Remember, I did about 50 videos, not 50, but I'm not kidding, over 20 videos on plane crashes and the number 222. Remember, guys, there's a movie called 222 about a plane crash. Here's the Kobe thing. The Eagles picked up win number 666 all time on the anniversary of Kobe Bryant's death against Washington, leaving them on 6-6 wins all time, days before a helicopter hit an American Eagle from Kansas in Washington. And Kobe died in a helicopter. Helicopter equals 666. Kobe scored 81, his career high, in game 666. The Eagles posted a picture of a helicopter before the game, and by the way, Kobe was born in Philadelphia. I mean, wow. Oh, man. See, look, I forgot this. The Eagles' first Super Bowl was the The Eagles' first Super Bowl was 2 years, 22 weeks, and 2 days after Kobe was born. And Kobe died 22 weeks and 2 days after his birthday. 222, buried in Corona del Mar, first week of COVID. I showed you Francis Ngannou equals 222, and his little son Kobe died 222 weeks after Kobe died. Shout out to Gematria85 Derek. He pointed out that Aaliyah, the singer, died in a plane crash 22 years, 222 days after she was born. Decoding with Cody showed Trump's plane went down with an emergency landing on day number 222 of the year, August 9th. It was a leap year. Let's see if any of these are worth mentioning. You had the Azerbaijan Airlines plane. It went down in Kazakhstan 222 days from their president's birthday. Azerbaijan Airlines plane 222 was also 222 days before Obama's birthday. Remember, we also just had Trump move Obama's portrait on day number 222 of the year. And remember that Representative Eli Crane? He went after Obama and the Affordable Care Act 222 days from Eli Crane's birthday, 2 years, 222 days after he assumed office, and 222 days from the anniversary of the Affordable Care Act. And Biden made changes to the Affordable Care Act with Obama behind him at 222. Flight collides with aircraft tug at Chicago's O'Hare. Chicago, Obama from Chicago, where they have the 60606 zip code and the 60666 zip code. And this was 222 days from the anniversary of 911 at O'Hare, which equals 222, like Beast. And it was also 222 days, or the birthday. The birthday of O'Hare is 222 days from the birthday of Obama. How about that? And O'Hare equals 222. You had the Delta Airlines. What percent am I at here? 14%. You had the Delta Airlines, Japan Airlines planes collide. Plane collision 222, Japan Airlines 222, Delta Airlines 222. You have a movie called 222 about a near plane collision. Go watch that movie. It takes place in New York, which is 222, and plane collision 222. Delta Airlines flight, upside down, Delta Airlines 222. Dave Shapiro, Sound Talent Group co-founder and music agent, dies in a plane crash. Sound Talent Group 222. That was the one with the tail number that had 666. And we connected this to Samuel L. Jackson, who popped up at the Super Bowl, and Snakes on a Plane, and Samuel L. Jackson is 222. And that first plane that collapsed on the year of the snake, it was flight 5342. Write it out, it equals 222. I mean, there's so much I could say. It just goes on and on, guys. But yeah, I'm glad I could find the Andy Reid 222 stuff. How crazy is that? And to watch a whole bunch of 222s, watch my last live. Remember that plane crash in Philadelphia? It was 60 months and 6 days after Kobe died in Kobe's hometown. Philadelphia 606. Like 60 months and 6 days after Kobe died. Sean Duffy 606. 6 killed. 6 hospitalized. And when did it crash, guys? At 6:06. Get out of here. Get out of here, guys. Look at that. 60 months, 6 days after Kobe died. Philadelphia 6:06. It happened at 6:06. Philadelphia crashed at 6:06 with 6 on the plane, 6 houses on fire, 6 cars on fire, 6 sent to the hospital, and the Philadelphia Eagles were on 666 wins all time going to the Super Bowl. Don't tell me this stuff is a coincidence. And now you know I'm on channel number 14. How about the guy who had a pick 6 on his birthday? Cooper DeJean, which equals 666. Right? Yeah, he had a pick 6 on his birthday. Runway 33 with the 67 people aboard both aircraft. Kobe 33 and 67. The year of the snake. Kobe's the Black Mamba. See? Black Mamba. I could go on and on and on. We talked about this earlier. We had the India plane crash. India 222. The CEO, Campbell Wilson 222. It was headed to the UK, I think. 22 weeks and 2 days from Charles' birthday, man. It just goes on and on. Delta plane wing clips empty aircraft. Yeah, we were looking for that on August 10th, day 222 of the year. Yep. Clipped another aircraft. 222 Delta Airlines 222 plane collision. 222. Also on that day, Southwest Airlines apologizes for 2 blind passengers left by plane. Southwest Airlines 222, 2 blind passengers, 222 on day 222 of the year. See here? You had the first U.S. case 222 days from Trump's birthday. And, or no, that's the Stargate project. Here. Where is it? Oh, right here, yeah. This is the Stargate project over here. Over here, the first U.S. case of COVID was 222 days after Trump's birthday. And declared a pandemic 222 months after 9/11. And Trump just won the election 222 days from his birthday. See how Wuhan coronavirus, World Economic Forum, Antichrist system, Event 201, mandatory vaccination, COVID vaccines, vaccine cards, they're all 222. Trump 222. Look who tested positive in the year 2022, which is 222, 222 days after their birthday. Obama, the Antichrist Barack Obama, 222. Man. All right. We covered Andy Reid and the 222. Man, this is way longer than I thought it would be tonight. But if you guys are new here, you learned a lot of information, and there's so much more that I'm probably forgetting. Let me go back to the jump here. Long story short, guys, Bad Bunny is your Super Bowl halftime performer. Here he is wearing the women's clothing. Here he is with the devil horns, the 666, the one-eye symbolism, the black and white checkerboard. He was announced 133 days before the Super Bowl. Bad Bunny and football are 133. Bad Bunny perfect match to football on day 271 of the year. Halftime performer 271, that's when it was announced. Halftime show equals Freemasonry. Halftime equals Lucifer. We covered all that. And then we got into the bunny connection with the I Pet Goat 2 and the Bad Bunny. And then Donnie Darko with Frank the Rabbit and all the 88 connections. You'll have to go back and re-listen. And then Snake Eyes, where Charles Kirkland is shot in the neck. And all the Snake Eyes connections, we covered it all tonight. And the assassin is Tariq Rabbit. Rabbit, guys, like a bunny rabbit. And TR initials like Tyler Robinson. And Tyler goes down. And Bad Bunny equals the snake. And we've been talking a lot about the snake, guys. Weren't we talking about the snake before Bad Bunny was announced? Drop the mic. You know we were. We were connecting this to Snake on a Plains days ago before Bad Bunny was announced. And he's 31 like Charlie Kirk. Snake equals 31. Genesis 3:1 about the snake. Bad Bunny equals the snake. We got the snake poem, Snake Eyes. Utah equals snake. And the snake year. And Aura means snake. And the whole thing, man. And Cody's good stuff. And all this, man. She's My Kind of Crazy. All the new connections. We covered it all tonight, man. There it is, y'all. If anybody wants to help out, very much appreciated. I got PayPal, Zelle, Cash App, Venmo. You can also mail something down here. That's my home address. Not afraid to give that out. If you want to, do anything to me, go for it. I'm ready to get out of here anyway. So, yeah. Ready for Jesus to come or me to get up out of here by any means necessary. But yeah, if you want to help me out, I'll also have this in the description and in the comments. So thank you everyone who does support. Very much appreciated. We also covered the Mormon church shooting. We covered everything tonight. Now watch, someone's going to leave a comment when I get done. They're like, hey, you missed the most important part, and then I'll kick myself, as I do. And look at that. We went live for 2.5 hours, and we didn't even do a recap except for like a little 2-minute recap there at the end. That was just straight facts for 2.5 hours. Let me just scroll down real quick, make sure there's nothing else recent that I missed. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Gene Spiced. I appreciate it. Jesus is coming. Stay awake. Stay faithful. Pray always. The closer we get to the Lord's return, the more intense the battle. The enemy stirs chaos and opposition, but he cannot overcome the Spirit of Christ within you. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Amen. Life's true meaning is not found in riches, fame, or success. It is found in a relationship with God through Jesus Christ. Let's keep going, see if there's anything else. Covered the Mormon Church. Went live with Franchot yesterday for about 3 hours. Go give that video a like, help the algorithm. Covered Dead Man on Campus and Valhalla. See, look, Zach, I even give you credit on Facebook. She's My Kind of Crazy. The Woman in the White. Much Love, Tabernacle of the Bridegroom. Much Love, William. Covered the case number with the 33. Make sure you guys follow me on Facebook, too. You can also follow me on X. And I posted my wife's channel to the community section yesterday. If anything ever happens to my channels, that way you can get updates to where to find me next. You were chosen for the end, the greatest honor in all of history. The most important decision you can make in your life is accepting Jesus Christ as your Savior. Awake, O people of this land, King Jesus is coming. Repent, for judgment comes upon the wicked. Not everyone you speak to can be reached. Many will reject the salvation message, while others will be open to it. Remember, your job is to be obedient by sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ, praying for them, and leaving them in the hands of the Holy Spirit of God to work the transformation. You are not crazy, you are awake in an insane world. For that exact reason, most people will call you crazy. All right, guys. I think we pretty much got it covered here. All right, let me check all these tabs. I think we got it all. All right, let me turn this thing around. Howdy. Before we go, let me give you some... I got so many papers over here. Hold on. I'll give you some verses before we go. How's my battery? 8%. All right. Here we go. So, for the record, I do believe in a rapture on this channel. And a lot of people like to argue about the rapture. They say, oh, it's not in the Bible. It absolutely is in the Bible. The only thing people debate is whether the rapture is pre-tribulation, mid-tribulation, or after the tribulation. And I don't know, and I don't try to guess. I used to, but so much crazy things have happened. I don't try to guess where we're at. I just think that Jesus is coming very soon. But there is a rapture. All right, we might have to go through the whole tribulation. But there is going to be a rapture, and some of us are going to be alive, okay? And it's not called the rapture. It's caught up, which is harpazo, okay? So here you go. 1 Thessalonians 4:16 through 17. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain, see that, alive and remain, some of us are going to be living when this event happens. I think it's very soon. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. So people say there's no rapture. How do you explain that? If you say there's no rapture, then you don't believe the Bible. Like I said, even if it's at the end of the Great Tribulation, there's still a rapture. Some of us are going to be alive. All right? Those who are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. And so shall we ever be with the Lord. All right? And that goes perfectly with Matthew 24:40. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken and the other left. Doesn't that make sense? Because people say, oh, you don't want to be taken, right? Some people will argue that, like the wicked are taken, right? But it says right here that those that are alive and remain are going to be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. So I think 1 Thessalonians 4 goes perfectly with Matthew 24:40. I think they're the same event. Luke 21:36, watch ye therefore, and pray always that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and stand before the Son of Man. Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And then 1 Corinthians 15:51-52, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. So, anyways, yeah, I agree with that, Warpath. Nobody knows the day or the hour. A lot of people try to guess the date, like you saw what happened last week. I don't agree with the date setting. I think it's okay to, like, maybe on your own if you want to look, but I really don't agree with people looking at dates, setting dates. Oh, I think it's here. They get people all worked up, all excited, then it doesn't happen, then they get let down, and here comes the mockers and the scoffers and all that. So I think it's soon. All the signs are here. I believe the Antichrist is here, whether it's Obama or Trump or somebody else. I think it's pretty obvious to see that the beast system is here, the Antichrist system is here. So yeah, if the Antichrist system is here and all these signs are here and the people that run this world obviously love the number 666, like I passed out 1,000 of these flyers around town. It's also written on my car. It says, COVID was declared a pandemic March 11th, 2020, exactly 666 days after the Cladex pandemic simulation, May 15th, 2018. It's not a coincidence. The people that run this world, they love the number 666. All right, we talked about it several times tonight. And there's a million other connections. Go watch the live stream I did a couple days ago. I went over all the 666 connections with Obama and Trump. I'd be here another 2 hours if I did that. So go watch that. But yeah, they love the number 666 because the Antichrist system is here. So if that's the case, Jesus is coming soon, and I can't wait. So anyways, let me check in with the chat one more time, and then we'll end this. Much love, Tabernacle, Dave, Club, Pilgrim Society, Flat Earth Warriors, Mr. S, Warpath, Gene Spice, Decoding with Cody, everybody that was in here earlier, Maggie. Much love, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Used to not show my fingers when I would scroll, but I think they changed a few settings. It's all good. Most of the time it's focused on the computer anyways. So, anyways, don't mind my fat fingers. Someone said, I disagree on theology but like your work. Yeah, a lot of people say that, but that's okay. I still love you. You don't have to agree with everything I say, but I definitely think a lot of what I share is undeniable. Very hard to argue with that presentation. So when it comes to the theology, I just believe the Bible. I believe the Word of God. So, okay. That's crazy. I just got a notification on my phone that my battery is low, and a notification on my computer at the same exact time. My phone reached 15%. That's when you get a notification, and my computer reached 5%. So at the exact same time, they both said low battery. So that was interesting. But yeah, when it comes to my beliefs, I believe the Bible. You know, I have to. And I don't just believe part of it. You know, some people get into the Christ consciousness and, oh, I believe Jesus existed. He was a real man, but he's not coming again soon. I can't do that. I can't just believe. I can't pick and choose which parts of the Bible I want to believe. I have to believe the whole thing. And I don't think we have much hope. Actually, I know we don't have any hope but Jesus. If Jesus doesn't come soon, we're all toast anyways. this world is not looking too good, you know. So he's our only hope, or we're out of here, and that's fine. I'm fine with being out of here too. This place is what's the word? Dystopian nightmare. Feels like a prison planet. Some people call it a hell realm. I don't think that. I think some people call it a simulation. I think it's a biblical matrix, this whole world, and I think we're at the end. We're in the last days. So anyways, you guys know what I mean. It's getting crazy around here. I mean, just look at what we've exposed in the last week with Snake Eyes and the music video. And I've been doing this for almost 6 years now, 10,000 videos. Yeah, if anybody's awake to what's going on, it's me. But I will never deny that Jesus is real and he's coming soon. That's all I got. He's the way, the truth, and the life. Without him, I wouldn't know nothing. So, all right, guys, I've gone long enough. Did not expect to go this long. But anyways, hopefully you learned something. Welcome to all the new people. We got like 3,000 new subs in the last month. That's awesome. So thank you, everyone who shared the video. Do me a favor. On the way out, hit the like and the share. Very much appreciated. And please leave a comment. We still got over 100 in here. Leave a comment on this video. Help the algorithm. Just leave, leave a couple words. Say, good video, thank you, or whatever. It'll help the algorithm. And share it everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, whatever you got. Email it to somebody. All right, guys. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being part of the channel. I'm losing trust in Trump. Oh, you should have lost that a long time ago. He's the father of the you-know-what, buddy. MAGA, the highest degree of the Church of Satan. And, I mean, he's the definition of controlled opposition. Yeah, don't believe in politics. It's all rigged. Your vote don't count. There is no left and right. It's all controlled. They all work together behind the scenes. It's a long story, but yeah. You don't become president unless you're part of the club. You also don't become a billionaire unless you're part of the club. So, yeah, gotta get out of the Trump thing. Anyways, don't trust politicians. Don't trust the news. Only trust God and your fellow brothers and sisters who are awake and trying to help others. You must be born again. Get ready for the flight, guys. Okay. Thank you guys for being here. Love y'all. Hit the like, the share, all that fun stuff. As always, keep looking up. We are living in the biblical end of days. Jesus is coming very soon. I can't wait. And I'll see you guys on the next video. God bless.